Alrighty, guys. Welcome into the stream here. We are live. We are here. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay in the chat? Want to double check here before we start going. Make sure you guys can hear me real quick. Awesome, 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 awesome. Rower, we good over on YouTube? Oh, okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. All right, guys. We've got a pretty interesting night here in northern Texas here. We've got a really, really strong tornado. It was a tornado in progress here. This is a tornado warning here in effect just south of Wichita Falls, Texas, if I can get my words right. This was originally PDS'd. It's no longer a PDS. This is a 2.5-inch hail, baseball size hail, and up to we had at least gate-to-gate winds producing at least 100 plus miles an hour with this potential tornado here. So this tornado warning once again just to the east here of Seymour, headed towards Archer City, Texas, Windhorst, and southwestern portions of Wichita Falls here are going to be getting closer into this warning here. Outside of that, guys, it's not just a tornado threat. We have an 80-mile-an-hour destructive wind warning as well here in effect, getting ready to cross into the Interstate 44 corridor as well here. So very, very destructive winds. We've had a couple of these today. We had a pretty significant damaging wind event that went across portions of Pennsylvania today and Ohio today. That threat up there is also starting to diminish, but we're really going to be focused on southern Oklahoma and Texas tonight. So this is where we're going to be at here if you guys are joining in. Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have had storms today, damaging winds. We've had a couple tornadoes today. The good thing is we haven't really seen too many tornadoes today. We saw a couple in Missouri. We saw a couple up in Pennsylvania today. And then we've seen what's happening right now here in Texas. This is a nasty storm. We've got supercells all over the board. We did get an upgrade here to a tornado watch for portions of northern Texas here and southern portions of Oklahoma. That includes Ada, Ardmore, Oklahoma. I believe Sulphur is also in that there. So this is where we're watching for the threat for tornadoes and significant damaging winds and extremely large hail all the way up to 1 o'clock in the morning here. So once again, this tornado warning here in effect. I'm going to drop back down to this. This has been a really, really strong storm. This has been really, honestly, a relentless storm here in terms of the mesoscale that's basically wrapped around this thing. I think at 1.2 we had about 5-inch diameter hail as well on one of these severe thunderstorm warnings earlier this afternoon as well here. So once again, this tornado warning here in effect here just north of Olney, southwest of Wichita Falls. We'll go back here and look at that reflectivity, and I'm pretty sure you can see this thing spinning. There it is. Yeah. This has been a very, very impressive storm. This is what we call a mesovortice or a mesocyclone here embedded within this line of storms, and these can produce significant tornadoes. So, like I said, if you're out in front of this tornado warning here, going closer to Archer City, Wichita Falls, Gainesville, I mean, we're going to have to watch. Dallas-Fort Worth, you're not in the tornado watch here. You're just outside of it there, but we are going to expect to see some severe weather later on for you guys. But I'm watching this storm moving more and closer on a northeast track towards Wichita Falls and eventually maybe getting up here into portions of southern Oklahoma before this evening is over with here. So, yeah, Austin, I'll take a look at those here in just a second. But yeah, that's what we're seeing currently right now. Like I said, we've got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings outside of that here. We've got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. We've actually got a tornado. Let me double check here. Yeah, we've got a tornado warning up here in Ohio. This is just south of Cleveland, Ohio as well. I'm going to grab to this one. I believe this is still in effect here. Yeah, we've got about 30 minutes left on this tornado warning. This is going to be for Lodi and Rittman, Ohio. So this is just south of Akron, Ohio. If you guys are in Ohio here, this is what we're watching currently as well. Once again, this is out until 8 p.m. Central Time. So if you're in these warnings, please be seeking shelter. Radar indicated tornado warning here on this storm. And then I believe outside of that, severe thunderstorm warning. So let me get the actual radar here. Let me take a look at something here real quick. Austin, are those soundings outside? Are they in front of that tornado down in Texas? Just out of curiosity. I'm assuming that's the environment out in front of it, correct? Okay, yeah, that's not good either. That's really disgusting sounding. Yikes. Yeah, we're going to have this mesoscale for a while, I think. Yeah, so once again, guys, if you're in Ohio here, Rittman, Lodi, Ohio here, I guess that's how you pronounce that. This is going to be headed towards Canton and Greene along Interstate 70 here. So we're watching for a little bit of rotation on this storm. Not anything too significant. but enough to cause issues. So if you're in this warning, please, please, please be seeking shelter. Outside of that, though, most of the Ohio Valley severe weather threat should be starting to diminish. Like I said, we're going to be focused more and more on down here into Texas and into portions of Oklahoma later on this evening. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning as well. Back up here into portions of southern Oklahoma. This is going to be up here for, I believe. Ooh, I don't like the way that looks. That is up here near Frederick and Tipton. Is that Torpos? No, it's 1 inch hail. Let's see if we've got anything on this. There might be a little bit of rotation on this storm just outside of Frederick, so we're going to have to watch that as well. Guys, Missouri, so this risk zone is actually going to update in about 20 minutes, and majority of people that are in the Ohio Valley, Missouri area here, your risk zone is probably going to get diminished. We've already seen storms for today other than what's ongoing up in Ohio, so we're going to get a risk zone update on that here in just a few minutes. So once that updates, I'll talk about risk zones, but I want to stay focused here. Once again, we've got a destructive wind warning, guys, 2.5 inch hail, a 80 mile an hour tag on this warning here as well, for destructive winds. So golly. There we go. Let me go back down here to that radar. We can take a look at this again. Yeah, it looks to be like this is definitely roping out. This is when that storm was PD. Yeah, guys, this is what it looked like earlier. We had a huge tornado in progress. This was just ridiculous about 25 minutes ago. So, we're watching this. We were watching this earlier here before we got on stream, and it's starting to, recycle potentially here. So we'll have to watch that. There is not a confirmed tornado, guys. Please make sure you're not putting false information in chat. There is not a confirmed tornado. There's a tornado warning up here in Ohio, but there is not a confirmed tornado on that. This is radar indicated. Yeah, please make sure you guys are not doing that in chat, please. That makes people confused. We don't want that. Can somebody on the team check for that for me?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, there's that storm in Oklahoma we were just talking about. Guys, radar indicated tornadoes mean that the tornado is not physically on the ground doing damage. When it's observed, when it says observed on it, that means it's on the ground. Other than this tornado warning here in Wadsworth. So yeah, Wadsworth, you guys are in a radar indicated tornado warning. It's not physically on the ground doing damage. Yeah, it speaks for itself. It's radar indicated. So if it's observed, it'll say observed on the tag. So just a heads up with that. Yeah, this is the same storm. So we've got a tornado warning here in Oklahoma now. This is Tillman County, Oklahoma. This is under the radar site here. So we're going to have to see. This is what I was just pointing out here a second ago. Yeah, this is a embedded supercell, another one. So we're going to have to watch this. Once again, we've got Frederick and... Yeah, Frederick, the radar site, is about to take a hit with this. Yeah, I'm over this too. Guys, tornado radar. So I want to clarify real quick. When a radar indicated tornado warning is issued, that means that it is capable of producing a tornado. There has not physically been a damage debris signature on radar, or someone has not confirmed that. That means it's not on the ground, but they warn it out of precaution because it could be eventually soon, or immediately here within the next couple of minutes. If a tornado warning is observed, that means it's on the ground, it's doing damage. It's either radar indicated debris signature showing up on radar, or that there is somebody that has physically seen it. So big difference. But regardless of it's radar indicated or observed, you need to be taking these warnings seriously and being in your safe places. Regardless of which, it does not matter. So yeah, just because you're in a tornado warning doesn't mean it's physically on the ground doing damage. I promise you guys, you will know if that is the thing. Let me go back to that. There we go. So this one is in Frederick, Oklahoma, right over top of the WFO. This is the radar site here. Let's see if we've got anything. This one might actually be potentially on the ground here, actually. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second, guys. Yeah, this might actually be clean air. Yeah. Yeah, that's clean air. Okay. Wanted to double check on that. So when they're close to the radar side, it's a little bit more difficult to figure this out. Yeah, that's clean air. Okay. Just double checking here. Yeah, guys, once we don't have all of this insanity with warnings going on, we'll discuss everything else. So if you guys have weather-related questions in chat, my mods, my weather team is in here answering those. So I will answer everybody else's questions in depth later on once we don't have about a million warnings happening at once. So make sure we are being respectful in chat, please, guys. The team is in here doing their job, so. What an interesting evening here with this. This is quite interesting. Wichita Falls, Texas, you guys are about to experience potentially 80-mile-per-hour winds. You're right on that borderline, and there's a tornado warning to the south of you. We should be getting a new severe thunderstorm warning out of this here soon, too. Let me double check on something here and see. Okay. Yeah, this looks like it's going to go MCS. So. All right, let me switch over here so you guys can see me draw, so you guys can understand what we're looking at. All right, here we go. So here is our, like I said, here's our fancy tornado warning. So this is right over top of Frederick. This is our mesocyclone, our supercell here. You can see clearly where that is at. It's not very, very hard to pick that out where we're looking at here. I would not be shocked to see this on the ground eventually at some point. I will say now, if you live in Manitou, Cache, Chattanooga, Lawton. I will mention, guys, there's not a tornado watch. They dropped that tornado watch that was out over here. So, or at least the severe thunderstorm watch was out. So they may have to extend this because this is in an area that's not in a watch. So if you're up, I'm not going to say you're going to get storms, not get storms in Oklahoma City. We got to watch this very, very closely because if this takes a northeast track, we might have to watch this potentially right up on 44, which is going to be a problem. Don't want to see that happen, but it looks like it might try to. But then again, this is interesting. It's literally going to hit the radar site. Like, the radar site is about to take just a beating with this. It's really hard to see if this is even physically on the ground or not. Yeah, guys, that tornado warning is still up in Ohio there as well. That is for Medina and Dwayne, or is it, I think it's, what county is that in again? Let me double check on my phone. Make sure we keep you guys updated on that. Yeah, it's Wayne and northeastern Ohio County there. Yeah, and Medina County. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Wayne and Medina. Yeah, that's right. I wanted to make sure on that. Radar indicated tornado warning for the next 20 minutes still. That one up there in Ohio doesn't look too impressive. The one here in Oklahoma does. Yeah, this has got some interesting potential on it. All right, let's go back and look at our winds here, see if we can get an idea of what we're looking at with this. Yeah, the radar can't see it. This is going to be ugly when this comes off the other side of the radar. This is going to be ugly looking. Looks like the storm down here we should lose that tornado warning that's down in Texas, though. Looks like it's becoming more damaging winds at that point. All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for 65-mile-an-hour winds down here in Olney, Texas. I really think that this tornado's on the ground. I have a feeling it is. Summit County, Ohio is not in a tornado warning. You guys are outside of that warning. The 2 counties in Ohio that are under a tornado warning for the next 18 minutes are Medina and Wayne. If you're not in those 2 counties, you're okay. There are no other warnings in the state of Ohio other than those 2 counties. So once again, guys, if you're in Frederick, Oklahoma here, please be seeking shelter. Yeah, if you're in Medina County or Wayne County, you need to be in your safe place, guys. This is a radar indicated tornado warning up there. And it really doesn't even look like it's going to be a warning for much longer. It's pretty much almost done. Looks like it's becoming more of a damaging wind event up there now. So once again, we are watching this tornado warning here in Oklahoma. This is Tillman County. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, like I said, I mentioned a minute ago here, it looks like this potentially is on the ground, but we're gonna have to wait until this actually gets observed. Like I said, it's over the radar site. I do think it is. I do think it is here. It's just hard. It's really hard to figure these areas of rotation out, guys. So, especially when they're on the radar site. Guys, once again, the tornado warning in Ohio is pretty much almost expired. It's only for Medina and Warren County. So, also, guys, I want to mention something because I'm seeing this in the chat a lot. If you want to complain, guys, that I wasn't on this morning, guys, we had storms in our backyard this morning as well. We also have 2 kiddos. So if there's going to be people that are going to be mad and rude in the chat because I wasn't on this morning, you can get muted and get blocked and say goodbye. Okay? I need y'all to chill out with that, please. There shouldn't even be people mentioning that. Okay? I try to be on here as much as I can for you guys. But if you're mad at me because I was not on this morning, then I'm sorry. Sorry. I have a life as well, and I also have kids, so just saying. That's the only time I'm going to say that. We also did 10 hours of coverage yesterday as well for anybody that wanted to know that. We could basically sat on here and covered all day yesterday too, so. Austin, you're something else. Okay. So we're just waiting on this to see what this is going to do. Once again, if you're in Frederick, Oklahoma, guys, please seek shelter. Please, please, please. Thank you guys for the gifts. I do appreciate it very much. Y'all don't have to gift, you know that. All right, we've still got this tornado warning here for about... Actually, this warning, I believe, did expire. Hold on. Yeah, this warning should have expired down here in Archer City. I don't know why it's still here. Yeah, that should have expired. All right, let me refresh this because it's being a little bit wonky. There we go. Is Virginia going to get ever anything? Maybe some rain, hopefully, at some point. That would be nice. All right, there we go. That warning expired. I was like, wait a second, what? Shawnee, Oklahoma, right now, you guys are getting rain. You're getting rain. I think I just saw a new... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought I just saw a new mesoskill discussion. Nope, that's the same one. Okay, I thought I saw a new meso for a second. So this is our only tornado warning here, and I'm pretty sure this is observed. Guys, I'll run over all of the risk zones here once warnings expire. You guys know tornado warnings come first, so that's our priority here. No, you guys are mine. Guys, like I said, I try to cover as much as I can in terms of severe weather. Like I said, I'm one person only. We were on here for 10 hours yesterday, and so I just want to speak to everybody in general, let y'all know. I try to cover, like I said, as much as I can when we're able to. When we have back-to-back days, 7+ days in a row of severe weather like we had, it gets a little bit exhausting. And any other person that can say that they do this full time can say the same thing, like I said. So I try to be on here for everything. We had storms this morning. If we wouldn't have had storms this morning, I would have been on here a lot earlier, but we had storms this morning here, so. Just no finger pointers tonight. I thought that was funny last night. I thought that was funny. I had to entertain you guys just a little bit. I was also crashing out last night. I appreciate you guys. I do. You guys are awesome. I have this zit on my nose, and it is annoying the living daylights out of me. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, Austin. That's insane. That was actually really funny yesterday that happened. Mezzo crash out. No, I did. I did crash out yesterday. It was bad. I was at that point. I did. I need this storm to get away from the radar so I can do my job because this is really annoying. So the good news is, guys, well, I wouldn't say this is good news. We got 2 more days of this insanity. Really more tomorrow. Thursday's setup doesn't look that great right now. There's a chance for severe weather for a pretty broad area. I do think tomorrow we need to worry 1 more day in southern Oklahoma, northern Texas. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. I actually think we've got the chance for a couple strong, potentially violent tornadoes tomorrow in northern Texas. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be another long day. I will be on here to cover tomorrow. That's my plan. So we'll just have to see what happens. Roro is ready for a crash out. She is. No, tomorrow's storms are just going to be mostly Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. That's where the main event's going to be at. There will be a shot for some severe weather up into the Ohio Valley. Very low end, very, very, very low end chance. Way lower than today. But I'm gonna walk you guys through that tomorrow, here in a little bit. So. So we're supposed to get some more storms behind this too later on this evening. So I'm interested to see what they do in terms of meso skill features with this. Once again, I need the radar to move, or the storm to move quicker than freaking how fast is this moving? 9 miles per hour. This tornado warned storm is moving 9 miles per hour. We're gonna be here all night. DFW is a target area for tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie when I say that. You guys are. You guys are the area tomorrow that we are concerned about. At least I am concerned about. Minnesota, Minnesota yesterday, if y'all watched stream yesterday, got very, very lucky that they did not have any storms at all. So their little bubble magic theory up there worked. I'm hoping that Dallas can do the same thing, because tomorrow's setup is quite interesting. I think tomorrow's setup's more impressive than today's personally, but that's just me thinking that, I guess. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Yeah, I think tomorrow, actually, we will probably get a, we should get an enhanced Strisk. I'm actually shocked they didn't do it on the update earlier this afternoon. Yeah, Ardmore, you guys have storms right now. Nothing's hold on. I'm losing my mind. Where's Ardmore? There it is. Yeah. You guys are in the tornado watch. This line of storms is off to your west here. So, currently right now, this is kind of what we're seeing. I just, once again, I don't think the model runs are doing a great job at showing what's happening right now once again, and that's sadly a normal thing. So I will say, guys, if you're in northern Texas and Oklahoma, the line of storms that's coming through right now is not your only event. You guys are going to have another round of supercells and potentially a squall line that's going to come through between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're not done in northern Oklahoma. We're not done in northern Texas and southern Oklahoma. You guys have so much instability, and the surface low is going to move in tonight, and it's going to allow for more storms to fire off again this evening. So I'm going to watch this new model run that's going to come in here in a minute. That's the one I'm going to use to kind of explain to you guys what's going to happen for the next 48 plus hours. And then you guys might get a couple days of a break, and then we're going to be back at another threat tomorrow. So, or not tomorrow,
A
next
new
week,
tornado
so.
warning has been issued.
Here we go. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting week next week as well. So, all right, brand new tornado warning here, guys. This is going to be, I believe this is now moving a little bit faster. So 21 miles per hour east here. This is going to be for Chattanooga. So Frederick and Chattanooga again. Ow, shoot. So. I'm very interested to see the SPC update in a minute once they do update. There we go.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Well, there's that. There's our next 80-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning. Which one is that? Oh, that's Wichita Falls, as I mentioned a minute ago. If you're in Wichita Falls, guys, Holiday, Petrolia, or Henrietta, Texas, if you're really anywhere between the I-44 corridor here, you need to get off. You need to, find somewhere to get off the road, because you're basically about to have Cat 1 hurricane winds come blowing through the area here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing 80-mile-per-hour winds and 1.5-inch hail. This will blow your car off the road, I'm pretty sure. Unless it's a truck. If you got a little car like a Prius, Ro, it might blow that off the road. Not the PDS chicken wing. That's wild. Oh my goodness gracious. I had to do it one time. I had to do it one time to her. Guys, I will say this. If you guys take away one thing from me, do as Mezzo says, not as Mezzo does. Because Mezzo Matt would do the exact opposite of what I'm telling you guys, probably. I'm not going to lie. You drive the Prius more than I drive the Prius. All right, let's look at this here for a second. See if we can get a little bit better of a reading on this. Maybe. Excuse me. That's true. We all need to play nice. La Sierra, thank you for all the donuts. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you, thank you. What in the world is going on here right now with this? The velocity just it can't do it. Golly, so this is moving 43 miles per hour. So this is going to head towards, yeah, this is going to head towards Ardmore, Oklahoma. I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of a timeline out in front of this here. This is where this squall line is going to be moving to. It's going to be moving towards Ardmore. So I appreciate all the gifts, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very nervous to see what's on the outside of this radar once this storm eventually moves out. So once again, guys, if you were in Wichita Falls, Texas, Henrietta, Petrolia, or Holiday, you were under a destructive wind warning. This is honestly, in my opinion, worse than a tornado warning. I would rather be in a tornado warning than in an 80-mile-an-hour destructive wind warning. We had somebody on our weather team today up in sweet old Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, experience an 80-mile destructive wind warning today, and it basically wiped out about 200,000 people's power. And basically every single power line and pole snap that were in the area. And Ashley can pretty much vent on that. I was going to say, she could definitely vent on that today. This is not something you guys want to mess with. Yeah, 280,000, 9,000 now. Okay, okay. God, wow. That's insane. That's a lot of people. Yeah, if my people in Pittsburgh today, I was gonna say Austin probably can vouch for that too. Please take this seriously, guys. This is not something that you want to mess around with. That's fine, love. That's fine. Oh, you did move. That's right. That is right. You did move. I forgot about that. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah. But still, though, you could vouch for that though. I'm pretty sure. All right, let's get back up here to this tornado warning here and see what we got going on. What's cooking with this? Yeah, this is impossible to see. This is just, we're not going to be able to see this. It's almost off the radar site. Hurricane season's upon us too, guys. Yeah, I was going to say, hurricane season starts in a month and 2 days. We'll be talking about tropical storms and hurricanes. You guys, for any of y'all that are new to the stream that have been watching, like either this week or the last couple of months, if you're new since January 1st and you didn't watch us do hurricane coverage last year, I'm going to tell you guys, it is a whole different ballgame. When we have to cover hurricanes and tropical storms, you guys think that we're on here long when we're on here doing severe weather events for like, 6 to 7 hours. We could sit on and do a tropical storm coverage for over 24 hours. It's crazy. Oh, shoot, guys. Hold on. My cat's trying to eat my chicken in the kitchen. Hold on a second.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Sorry, guys. The chicken was in danger. Alrighty. Let's restart here. It was marmalade. It was literally marmalade. She was trying to open the box and eat the chicken. Alrighty, guys. Wichita Falls. You guys are now under a radar-indicated tornado warning. Holiday in Wichita Falls. You guys need to be seeking shelter. Not only are you in an 80-mile-an-hour destructive wind warning, you are now in a tornado warning. Please be seeking shelter. This is the same mezzo that did it earlier. Excuse me. Guys, this is Wichita Falls, Texas. All right. Yep, so rotations coming into Holiday, Wichita Falls, Texas. You guys are next to this warning. Please be seeking shelter. We've got that second tornado warning still up here in Frederick as well. It looks like it is definitely still there. It is in the radar, so... I don't see a CC on either one of these, so that's some good news. We're gonna watch and see if anything pops up here. Yeah, this is going to potentially be another strong potential tornado. This is very, very decent inflow, very decent outflow. Guys, there is not a tornado warning in Ohio. For the love of all that is holy, guys, if you're in Ohio, you're okay. There's a couple severe thunderstorm warnings, but there is no tornado warnings in Ohio. Yeah. Guys, don't come in spreading false information, please. There is not a single tornado warning in Ohio. There are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. That is it. There is not an ongoing tornado warning. I love my Ohio people. You guys we gotta have a radar teaching class or something. Yeah, you guys still have a chance for severe storms in Ohio tonight, but there's not any active warnings other than 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. I promise, if there was a tornado warning in Ohio, we'd be talking about it. Yeah, guys, if you are in Wichita Falls, Texas, you are under a destructive wind warning and a tornado warning. You need to be in your safe place. That's a bathroom, that's a closet, that's anywhere in the most interior room of your house. This is a rain-wrapped tornado potentially in progress here. Just kind of looking at some of the gate to gate shear here. Not too much, not too crazy here, but enough to where there could be something here. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So once again, Wichita Falls headed towards you guys. Frederick, you still have yours. Chattanooga, you still have your tornado warning. These are the 2 tornado warnings that are out currently. Guys, I think what we're gonna do, if we don't have any severe weather on Saturday, I'm actually gonna get on here. I meant to do this last week, but we weren't able to because we had severe weather. This Saturday, if we don't have any severe weather, we're gonna get on here and we're gonna have a discussion on how to read radar and how to understand the weather, because I think that would help you guys out a lot. I wanted to do this last week and I was not able to do it last week. Especially for my Ohio people. I love you guys. I see so many people come in here. I'm not even joking, guys. We're tempting. Me and Ro were in the talks of potentially making a merge shirt that says, "What about Ohio?" Because I get that question more than anything. And it's not a bad thing. I know a lot of people live in Ohio that watch us. It's not a bad thing. But I love you guys. We got to teach y'all how to read some radar. So. No, we don't kick people out, guys. The only reason you're gonna get muted and blocked on stream is if you put false information in the chat repeatedly or you're rude. They're not gonna block you guys unless they need to block you guys. I'm not just gonna start mass blocking people. Like, I have lots of people that watch from Ohio, but for some reason, my Ohio people, not all of them, some of them typically come in here and it just happens. It just happens. I don't know why, but it just happens. I've got a couple streaming friends as well. Connor and Peyton both know this. Peyton's actually from Ohio, and she can vouch for the same thing. I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. The weather brings the crazy Ohio people, and that's okay. I love you guys from Ohio. I'm gonna crash out today. It's gonna happen. There's Katie. I was gonna say, there we go. Katie's in here. I was gonna say, yeah. No, some of you guys, like I said, I don't know what it is. Some people can read a map, some people can't read a map. But for y'all that know how to read maps in Ohio, that is the best thing that y'all can do. I love my Ohio people. I do. I'm friends with many people in Ohio. So a lot of you guys, like I said, in stream are from Ohio. So on days where we have to cover Ohio, I always get nervous because I have people that come in and they're like, "There's a tornado in my backyard," when there's not. I'm like, all right, well, now we just got to learn how to read radar just a little bit. It's okay. It's all right. No, you guys are fine. You guys are fine. You guys are good. Yeah, we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings up here in Ohio. That's it. So, most of the severe weather that was in Ohio was earlier this afternoon. We've got 2 little discrete cells here south of Akron and south of Mansfield. Both of these are severe warned for 1-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Outside of that, maybe some drizzles of some rain, some showers and some thunderstorms that are non-severe. But other than that, you guys are going to be fine. I trust my instincts. Hey, instincts are good, though. Instincts are good, though. That is a good thing to have. I am learning that here as I live in Kentucky for my 2nd year, so. I really think that we should make a t-shirt that says, "What about Ohio?" for merch, because I get that question so many times. It's so funny. I wonder if Ro is down with that. Speaking of Ohio, you guys just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Good news up here in Frederick, Oklahoma. They dropped the tornado warning, so we're just looking at a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning that's still in place here is for Wichita Falls, Texas. So we've got about 15 minutes left on that. Yeah, oh yeah, bro. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make a T-shirt. We're gonna do it for merch because we're supposed to be getting our samples of our merch shirts in literally within the next 2 days, hopefully. So once those get here and if they look okay, we're releasing our merch store this week. That is my plan. I want to have the merch store online and ready to go for you guys, so you guys can start buying stuff this week. That is my goal. I will have Ro work on a Ohio shirt if she is down to do that. If you guys would like that. How many people do I have in Ohio, and how many people would want a shirt that says, "What about Ohio?" Like. Just standard. The t-shirts are only gonna be like, I think, what, $10 to $15, babe? So they're not gonna be, none of the t-shirts are gonna be expensive. They're gonna be very, 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 very cheap. We just want you guys to be able to buy it and support. That's gonna be the biggest thing. We're not worried about the money that comes back in at this point. I just want you guys to enjoy it. We rolled out merch last year, and it wasn't the best, and it was a little bit up there in price. We had somebody on our team do it for us. But I have Rochelle. She's the one that's doing all of the merch. So she has made it to where I think, like I said, it's $10 to $15 for t-shirts when they come out. And then there'll be some stickers. We're going to continue. We're going to have baby onesies. There's just a lot of really cool stuff that's going to be coming out. So, babe, they want a What About Ohio t-shirt or hoodie. We're going to have to put that in the merch shop like ASAP once we roll this stuff out. They want it. They request it. They want it. So we're going to give it to them. We're going to do it. So, let me see if SPC updated for tonight. It did update. Did they not change the risk zone? There we go, it did. Okay. Yeah, Ohio, you still got a low and slight risk. Most of Ohio is almost out of the severe weather risk zone for tonight. Yeah, big update for tonight. So I'll talk about this here in just a second. I'm waiting for it to actually update officially on here. Thursday's going to be interesting. Thursday's going to be interesting. It's not a big severe weather outbreak. We're going to have the threat for some significant severe weather potentially down towards the lower Ohio Valley, maybe down towards the northern southeast, and go and kind of go from there, but I'm not too worried about it. I think tomorrow is going to be our last significant day for severe weather, and that's going to be southern Oklahoma and northern Texas again. But if you're up in the Ohio Valley, there'll be a threat for some low and severe weather tomorrow and on Thursday, and then we're going to kick this thing in the can and get out of here. And we'll honestly, if you live in the Ohio Valley, it looks very, very decent, very nice for the next couple of days. We'll talk about our long range forecast tonight as well and what's going to happen with that. Yeah, babe, if you want to email me and send me that over once you get that done, let me know and I'll put it up on screen and let people see it and let me know what they think. So if you guys are from Ohio, if you're from Ohio, make sure you stay in here because we're going to get a sample of what that t-shirt's going to look like tonight. Spot report of funnel cloud in Wichita. Okay, let me look at that here and see because yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all, Austin, whatsoever. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see if this one observed here soon too. Basically what's going to happen for the rest of this line of storms here, guys, we've got another storm that just popped up behind this one here for 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. But basically, in a nutshell, what's going to happen is this line of storms is going to continue to work east here. We're almost out of this tornado watch, which is interesting. I'm very interested to see what the Storm Prediction Center is going to do because outside of the severe weather that's up here, this risk zone is going to update here in a second once it officially goes in. The Storm Prediction Center just released their new update. Let me double check on it here and see if it did officially update. Okay, it hasn't updated on the website yet. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, we've got one more significant day tomorrow for severe weather. Texas again, sadly. You guys are just a hot spot. So we'll be watching that for you guys tomorrow. Yeah, guys, so the tornado warning, the only tornado warning we have right now is currently in Wichita Falls, and we do have reports of a funnel cloud. That is valid. That is valid. Yep, okay. So I wouldn't be shocked to see this go observed here soon. Yeah, so Texas has been the hotspot, and the reason why that is because this time of the year, once we get into late April into May, we have these dry line setups, these MCS days, mesoscale convective scale days that happen. It just promotes damaging winds, large hail, and then you get your tornado threat that comes with it. But if you guys are in Texas, I want you guys to understand, and if you're not accustomed to this, you might want to start getting used to this. As we go into the month of May and go into June and July, you guys have these classic dry line setups. It doesn't take but a little bit of wind shear in the atmosphere to cause updrafts for rotating thunderstorms that produce large hail, damaging winds, and hail or and tornadoes. So this is going to be a common theme that you guys are going to have to see a lot this year, going especially into the rest of May, or going into May, going into June, and then July. So buckle up and get used to it. We're gonna probably be covering this area a lot. I think the planes are still gonna be pretty active as we go, at least for the next month and a half here. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I will say, guys, if you were watching yesterday's severe weather coverage, we were on here for literally 10 hours yesterday. Yesterday was one of the craziest days. I've never seen a risk zone bust so bad as yesterday did. We had a couple tornadoes reported yesterday. I think we're about 8. I saw at least a confirmed 8 tornadoes so far yesterday, and those were mostly all up in Wisconsin, believe it or not. But the huge moderate risk zone that we had over Minnesota yesterday and Iowa, and then the risk zone that went back down into Oklahoma and Kansas and into Texas, wind and hail was the biggest thing. The our wind profiles that were supposed to change direction and allow for tornado genesis to happen yesterday did not happen. Our low pressure system, along with capping issues and some other things, dry air intrusion, allowed for yesterday to become one of the biggest. Yesterday was honestly one of the most craziest busted risk zones I've seen, and it's a good thing, because if everything would have lined up yesterday as it was forecasted to, we would have seen probably one of the most historic tornado outbreaks in the Midwest. I mean, everything was on the table yesterday. We could have seen multiple long track violent tornadoes yesterday in Iowa, in Kansas, all over the board yesterday, and it did not happen, and that was because of one or two things allowed that to not happen. And that's the good thing about weather. We can forecast these events to the magnitude of what they can be, and you've always got that slim little chance of a bust happening, and yesterday that happened. Thank God. We had a lot of populations yesterday that were at risk for just potentially historic measures, so I'm glad that did not unfold yesterday the way it could have unfolded. So you guys also got to watch Mesomat crash out on stream yesterday, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly, if yesterday would have gone the way I thought and about every other meteorologist and storm chaser thought it was going to go, we could have crushed both high risk zones this year. I mean, yesterday's setup was just, it was there. It was there. Like I said, it was definitely there. We were on stream yesterday from 1 p.m. Central Time to about 10 p.m. last night. So
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, we got a new tornado warning up here in Oklahoma. I believe it is still the northern one here. We'll double check unless it is an extension. When I crash out when we're on stream for a long time sometimes. I was just at that point yesterday. It happens. It was funny, though. I had a really funny moment on stream, though. Babe, we're still in the marginal risk for tonight. Something else is going to probably happen before now and 7 a.m. You guys remember, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Just saying. All right, so that brand new tornado warning, guys, is for Burke, Burnett, and Randlett up here into southern Oklahoma. So this is going to head up here towards Comanche and Walters. This actually has some pretty significant rotation. This one actually might be confirmed. I'm going to wait for the next scan because I do think that this might actually be physically on the ground. We may have two potential areas of rotation here. We've got one here and we've got one here. So we're starting to see this MCS, mesoscale conductive scale system, really come together now, which is going to allow for our low-level shears increasing in the lower levels of the atmosphere. We're starting to see that whatever capping, there really wasn't a capping inversion today, but basically our temperatures drop to our dew points, which is going to allow for more moisture advectivation to move in. Is the updated risk zone? Yes, that is the updated risk zone for tonight. That is valid through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So whatever most people, guys, like the dark green there is the marginal risk, slight risk there still for Eastern Kentucky. Most of that slight risk is still out because there's storms ongoing. But if you're in that dark green there, there's still a chance for some storms later on tonight. Not anything too significant. I'm going to actually take a look at that here in just a second. Let me double check on this risk zone. Yeah, so there's still a... Eastern Ohio still has a chance at seeing an isolated tornado risk tonight and some wind, but other than that, not too crazy. What's interesting is Oklahoma and Texas, guys, especially Western and Central Texas, You guys have another round of storms that's going to develop after midnight tonight, and it's going to plow through the same exact areas that this same line of storms is going through. We've got another event tonight, and then we're going to have another event tomorrow. I mean, you guys are going to probably pick up at least another 5 to 6 inches of rainfall. So
A new tornado warning has been issued.
we're gonna have to watch that very, very closely here. Let me see what this says real quick. I believe that is the warning to the north. Okay, so that's another one. Yeah, so we're getting QLCS tornadoes now, which is it's basically line embedded tornadoes. So we've got one here. This is going to head up here towards Nakona. We've got Wichita Falls still in there. So we've got Burke Burnett up here, and then another one up near Granfield. So 4 areas of rotation on this line of storms. Once again, all 3 of these warnings here are headed up into southern Oklahoma. I'm going to tell you now, if you live in Duncan, Oklahoma, Ringland, Ardmore, Sulphur, these areas are just known for seeing tornadoes. You guys need to start getting your stuff ready to go because it doesn't look like these are going to stop once they get into southern Oklahoma. We're going to continue to see these storms move east and intensify here potentially. So that's what we're looking at. But here's the updated risk zone as of now. We do still have a severe thunderstorm watch out for eastern Kentucky for a couple storms that are still out there. Eastern Ohio, the reason why there's still that yellow shaded area here is because there's still a couple more storms that are in this area, but once these storms move out, you'll pretty much be done for the day. And there's still that occasional isolated chance for some low and severe weather up into that green risk zone. So not expecting too much more craziness up here. The main event and main show is going to be down here in Texas and Oklahoma tonight. So. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Dad. You guys need the rain down there. You guys need the rain. So, yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that. See how that unfolds here. I would expect a new watch is going to be issued at some point here soon, just given the risk zone that is at play. Interesting. There's another one.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
They're going to have to issue a new mesoscale soon. Yeah, we're going to get a whole other damaging wind event. Oklahoma City, you guys might see that. Yeah, your storms aren't going to be till well into the morning hours. That's just going to suck. Golly, you guys just can't catch a break. Yep, so there's the other tornado warning as I mentioned here. This one is confirmed, I think. Yep, it's confirmed. This tornado's on the ground right there. Both of these tornadoes are on the ground. Both of them are. Yep, there are 2 correlation coefficients on these, potentially. I'm going to double check. Yep, one right there, and then I believe one to the south there. Yep. So your debris signature is going to be right here. So this is going to be headed, this is just north of DeVol. This is going to be headed up towards, let's see here. That's where it's at. I believe we have, am I reading the warning here correctly? Interstate 44 up towards Geronimo and Walter. Walter's potentially here. So this warning's here along Interstate 44 for Randlet, Oklahoma. So basically south of Geronimo. We'll go back to this here and we can look at this. Yeah, this is definitely here. Wichita Falls, you guys are still under your tornado warning. Golly, this thing is just MCSing. But this is where the confirmed tornado's at least where we're at right now. That's it. Let me actually switch over here. Yeah, that's your confirmed tornado right there. So this is going to overlap Interstate 44 here in a minute. And then we still have some pretty strong rotation south of Randlitz. Wichita Falls still has their storm. Other tornado warning is still down here for Henrietta and Bellevue. That storm has still got some rotation on it. I believe we were looking at... Let's see here. Is it Texas or Oklahoma? Austin. I think it's Texas, right? Where is Olney at? I feel like I've seen it. I know where it's at somewhere in here. Yeah, it's in Texas. South of Wichita Falls. Okay. We're going to find... There we go. Okay, I got you.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, we're going to watch Olney's too. Yeah, there could be something mesovortices in there. Potentially there. All right, we got another tornado warning here. Golly. So that's an extension. They got this whole line warned now. From basically top to bottom here. So that is going to be headed towards Petrolia. That new tornado warning here. We've got Wichita Falls, Petrolia, Shepherd, and the Air Force Base there. Shepherd Air Force Base and Charlie there as well. These are headed right into southern Oklahoma, guys. I'm going to tell you now, if you live in Ardmore, anywhere out in front of this, I'm just gonna circle. I would be getting myself ready to go here. Because this is coming into southern Oklahoma, whether you like it or not. And radar is crashing out. The radar is crashing out again. All right. Yeah, both of these look very impressive on velocity too right now. So just north of DeVol, Oklahoma, and east of Randlett, Oklahoma is where these two are at as well. All right, let me go check up on Ohio since you're seeing that up there, Austin. Let me double check. I'm assuming it's the severe thunderstorm warning here. Yeah, this one's toward possible. Let's take a look. Well, I can see off the bat that there is something there. Why am I using that radar? That is gross. Yep, this could get tornado warning next. Yeah, so if you guys are in Millersburg, Baltic, or over here towards New Philadelphia and Strasburg, Ohio, be mindful of this. The storm is torpos, which means it is capable of producing a tornado, and there is your radar indicated potential rotation here. So you've got inflow, outflow. This would go straight east here towards Strasburg and New Philadelphia, Ohio, if this did get warned. I probably will do that. I will. Connor, thank you for the sub, by the way. I do appreciate it. Thank you for that. Sydney was chasing earlier. They are exhausted and tired and pretty much done for the day. So, but they got some really cool stuff earlier. So we'll watch that storm there in Ohio. Yeah, both of these still look really impressive. We're not seeing a correlation coefficient on either one of these either right now, which is good. These are radar indicated, but that can change. Yep. So once again, guys, Duncan, Oklahoma, down towards Ringling here, Walters. Like I said, if you're anywhere out in front of this line of storms, this is going to go northeast. I mean, this looks like it's going to go up here towards try to go towards northeast Oklahoma tonight. So that's what we're watching for. Oklahoma City right now, I don't know if you're going to be okay or not. You're in a rescind still. Okay. So once again, guys, we are watching here for all of these tornado warnings that are here in southern Oklahoma / northern Texas. These look like they are going to potentially try to go northeast, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a watch extension at some point for the rest of Oklahoma here. Maybe even up into northern Texas. All right. All right, let me go back here and look at correlation coefficient and see what we've got. I'm not seeing anything other than this little splotch here along Interstate 44. That's the only thing that I see that potentially could be confirmed. Looks like it's still outside of the risk there, though. Or not outside the risk, but outside the warning box. So these warnings will probably still get extended regardless. Hold on, guys.
A new tornado warning has been issued. A new tornado warning has been issued.
Okay, guys, I am back. I have the Jenny purrs. We have Jenny. All right. I was getting our other kiddo to bed, at least semi to bed. Alrighty, let's get back to these new warnings here. Brand new tornado warning that came out here for radar indicated warning. This is for 1-inch hail and possibly a tornado. Walters, Comanche, and Waurika. I'm going to hopefully say that, Waurika. And then a brand new tornado warning as well for Henrietta, Ryan, and Terrell, Texas / Oklahoma. And then, yeah, that is what we've got new warning-wise here. I believe a new severe thunderstorm warning also got issued. Yes, 70-mile-per-hour winds, Torpos, and 1-inch hail here for Duncan and the areas surrounding those tornado warnings as well. I feel good that I'm saying it right. Literally, though. We're literally all breathing. Man. Yeah, so this looks like it's going right for Ardmore, right for Sulphur. If you guys are in front of these warnings, just go ahead and get ready to seek shelter. That's going to be your best bet. This is my job, is to get you guys to your safe place well in advance before these warnings get issued. So if you're out in front of this, Pauls Valley, Ada, Davis, Ardmore, Marietta, just go ahead and go now. Just get ready to go, because these aren't going to stop just because they're crossing into the Oklahoma line. So, I expect a new watch to be issued here pretty soon as well. We should be getting a new one. Should be getting a new one. Let's see what the models are doing with this. Yeah, so as I mentioned to you guys really quickly, this is our ongoing line of storm. So this is going to basically work its way east-northeast tonight. This is basically between now and about midnight tonight that we're going to see this line of storms push east. So I want you guys to pay attention. We're going to have another line of storms that's going to develop back here in western Texas after midnight tonight. And what that's going to do is, watch this, same thing. We're going to get 2 MCSs in one night. So if you get storms in Wichita Falls tonight, you're not done. You got more storms between basically 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're going to have 2 lines of storms that are going to basically just track east-northeast overnight tonight. That southern one has not quite got together yet, so we're still kind of waiting to see that develop. But you guys can see what the models are doing with this tonight. It's going to be quite a long night if you're in Oklahoma and northern Texas. And then we'll have another potential chance of storms after that on Thursday morning, and then we're done and out of here. So basically that's what I'm getting at. So we'll have to see what happens with this. So, and then here's our risk zone once again for the rest of the night tonight. As I was mentioning earlier, still got an enhanced risk for Texas and Oklahoma there. Slight risk outside of that. 2%, 5% tornado risk, wind threat at 15 hatched, and hail threat also hatched for all of the above. So we're going to continue to see that. If you're up here in the Northeast in the Ohio Valley, very, very low end severe weather potential for tonight. Most of these risk zones will be pretty much kind of over with before 7 a.m., but they're out because they don't update again. So that's why. So just be mindful of that, guys. Tomorrow's risk zone, I'll just talk about tomorrow briefly here. This is our risk zone for tomorrow. I do expect a level 3 risk upgrade at some point in here. We'll have to see what happens with the storms tomorrow afternoon, but I do expect the risk zone to potentially be upgraded, maybe even for a stronger tornado risk, maybe a damaging wind risk. We'll have to see what happens. But once again, big level 1 risk out of 5 here, marginal risk that goes all the way up into the Ohio Valley again. The light green that you guys see here, this big old light green, this is just general thunderstorms. The dark green is a level 1 risk out of 5, and the level 2 slight risk there in Oklahoma. And I do think a level 3 will be introduced at some point going into the future here, but this is going to be just outside of Oklahoma City. Dallas, you guys are the target tomorrow. Dallas, Wichita Falls, if you guys have just not had enough, you're going to get more. 2% and 5% tornado risk for tomorrow. Wind threat at 15 and 5, and hail threat at 15 and 5, and we'll see that up into Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, southern Ohio there. So, and then day 3, we've got a marginal risk that basically goes from Buffalo all the way down here. This is a level 1 risk zone out of 5, very isolated, severe weather potential. I'm not even really too shocked on Thursday anymore. We'll have to see what uptrends and what downtrends, but today and tomorrow look to be the bigger events. So we'll have to see what happens after that. Nothing through Friday through Tuesday as of right now. So we'll see here. Yeah, so they're talking about severe weather potentially after into the overnight hours here. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what this complex of storm does as it gets closer into southeast Oklahoma. See if it can maybe weaken. That would be great, honestly, at this point. Madisonville, Kentucky, you guys are fine. You guys are not expecting anything. You guys are fine. I'm not having any issues with you guys. So we will see what happens. Yeah, Oklahoma City, it looks like you're going to see storms. I mean, you got rain and thunderstorms ongoing now, but it looks like once this line of storms pushes through, you're going to have more storms early tomorrow morning, like super, super early. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So we're still continuing to watch these tornado warnings here as they go into southern portions of Oklahoma. So we got 3 active tornado warnings, one for Temple, Oklahoma, just outside of Duncan there. That warning is out till 9. I got about 10 minutes left on that warning. And then we've got the one here in Petrolia still for about 10 more minutes. And then the one that is in Henrietta, Terrell, that's till 9:15. Outside of that, severe thunderstorm warnings that are Torpos with 65 and 70 mile per hour winds. So I would think that they're going to do a new watch extension, but we'll see. I would think that at least. Jennifer, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to use my pointer finger, and I'm going to I scratch her head with a pointer. She's playing with it. Yeah. Why are you scared of the hand? She's literally scared of it. That really looks bad. The pointer finger's back. Eventually, at some point, guys, I want to have, in the future, I want to do my live stream standing up with a green screen. Oh, yeah, guys, I do have, Rochelle has made the Ohio t-shirt if you guys would like to see it. I have to pull it up real quick. It's gonna be the front. What you sent me, babe, is gonna be on the front of the t-shirt, correct? I just want to double check here. That is gonna be what's on the front of the t-shirt. She made that. I know Alyssa's gonna grab one up. I know Mars will grab one up. I freaking love it. So, guys, when we roll the merch out, hopefully this week, this will be included with that. That is the game plan. Hopefully, babe, do we have a timeline, like I said, when that's gonna be here? What colors are they going to be also? I was going to say there'll be a sticker too. I'm waiting for an answer on row. Yeah, I think orange would look really good with this. I do agree with that. I do like that. I'm literally gonna get a sample of each shirt. I'm gonna buy one of each shirt again in my size, and then I'm gonna rotate them on stream days. No, I'm a ginger. No, they'll be different parts. So yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the colors would go well with it. Yeah, so that is that. I'm super excited about that. That'll be freaking awesome. I like it a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas that we can do with this. If y'all have merch requests, you guys can put them in the chat. You guys can message Spider. She's the one that does them for me. My lovely significant other. So yeah, you guys can message her if you guys have ideas, requests. Hopefully we'll have the shop opened up here soon. Maybe are we thinking that we're gonna have it before this week's over with, you think? Is that the game plan? Have the merch up? Is there a tornado on the ground in Lawton? No, not in Lawton, no. Hopefully by Friday. Okay, sweet. Awesome. That would be freaking awesome. We'll do like a merch showcase stream. We'll probably, guys, I do want to make sure y'all know this. Make sure you guys are subscribed to me on YouTube. We'll probably have to do the live stream on YouTube just because TikTok, unless you're putting your merch up on the TikTok shop, they don't like it. So we're going to probably have to do the merch showcase stream on YouTube. So make sure you guys are subscribed to me on YouTube. We're also live on there currently. It's Mesomat on YouTube. Link is also in my bio. So we'll probably do that on Friday or Saturday. We'll have to do it on there. Is DFW expecting storms tonight? You have a low chance of severe storms tonight down here in DFW. Slight risk, marginal risk here for wind and hail, maybe a brief spin up tornado. But right now, storms are well to the west of you here, so we'll have to see if they get there. Correct. There are tornado warnings right now. Yes. All right, bud. You're good. All right. So once again, guys, these tornado warnings here, these are going to expire in about 5 minutes. We'll probably get some warning. We might get a couple warning extensions here. I think the northern one will probably get an extension. We might just have one warning left here pretty soon. Yeah, these are going to go to eastern Oklahoma. That is at least the thoughts here. Should track northeast, east northeast. Yeah, there is rotation with Comanche here. Yeah, I was gonna say if you're in Comanche, you need to be being in your safe place. This is out till 9:30, so yeah, definitely possible here. Yeah, if you're in Waco, Texas, you need to be weather aware tomorrow. You're in a level 2 slight risk out of 5, so. All right, there's
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right. That should be an extension. Let's see here where they put that. Waiting for that to pop up. Yeah, babe, make sure you're paying attention to the chat there. If you guys want to message her too, like I said, that way she can keep that. You guys can. Where is that tornado warning at? There it is. Okay, extension. Yeah, okay. So, ooh, we got to watch this. This is interesting. This is trying to go north. Yeah, we got to watch this, OKC peeps. Yeah, so once again, the new tornado warning here is headed towards Marlow, Bray, and Duncan, Oklahoma. So, yes, it looks like it's going towards OKC. I don't think this is, I mean, I can't say no. We're going to have to see what this does. It's very interesting how these storms are moving tonight. Might make a run. Might make a run here. Okay, sorry guys, I had to make a quick phone call real quick. All right, so we're gonna watch this. This might make a run for Oklahoma City. I don't know yet. It's very weird. The track of this storm is like we've got this line that's trying to go east, and we've got this QLCS line trying to go northeast. So something's gonna have to happen here. It might make a run for southern side of Oklahoma City here. This is gonna be really hard to see. I had y'all muted still this whole time. OKC, Chickasha, Norman, Purcell, you guys need to be watching this here, okay? This warning is not far from you guys. The storm motion is very wonky. This line's trying to move northeast. The line's trying to move east here. So somewhere in the middle here is where this is going to go. And I think it's got Norman and Shawnee kind of written on it, but yeah. Not a fan of this. Lawton, you guys are good. Your warnings are to the east of you. You guys are pretty much good for now. Yeah, this might look like it's going to OKC. Steph, you might be having to get ready here soon, girl. You and Nicole might be have to get ready here soon if this goes. I think it'd be more Nicole than you, Steph, though. Looks like we're trying to get some more rotation on this one. On the one east of Lawton. Yeah, this looks to be more damaging winds right now than anything. So once again, guys, this is a tornado warning here for Marlow and Duncan, Oklahoma. This is just south of Chickasha and Norman. So my thoughts right now, if this continues to rotate, this will, I mean, this is kind of where we're going right now. I mean, it looks like it's going to go towards OKC, but I'm hoping that this line to the east here will shove it east, but I can't say for certain yet. All right, we've still got a tornado warning down here, still in effect for the next 10 minutes for Ryan, Oklahoma. Outside of that damaging winds here, outside of everybody else's. Let's go back here and look at the velocity on this again. Sheesh Louise, we are getting some ridiculous wind gusts, though, inside of this. Yeah, that's it right there. They're going to end up extending this. If you're in Rush Springs, Ninica, or potentially Chickasha or Chickasha, this is really weird. I've not seen a storm motion go south and north like this in quite some time, at least in straight south and north. Oklahoma gets southeasterly to northeasterly movers all the time, but this is a little bit different. This could straight up go into OKC if it continues northeast. It's either going to split Chickasha and Norman or it's going to go into OKC. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, guys. I was on the phone with one of our teammates real quick. Okay, so we're watching this tornado warned storm here that is in Duncan and Marlow. It looks to be we're already starting to see a little bit of a weakening with our velocity scan here, but these can spin up again. Just kind of putting that out there. It looks to be that this whole entire complex is going northeast, at least in an old fashioned here. So I would be more concerned if you're up here in south of Norman, maybe towards Purcell, Shawnee. This is just really weird storm motion tonight. I typically, like, when we cover Oklahoma City, most times not, we typically see these southwesterly to northeasterly movies. These are moving straight like south north. It's a little bit different tonight, just due to where our jet stream is and the way our shear is pulling this. So my hope is, and this would be kind of best case scenario, this kind of round of rain up here that's in and around OKC, I'm hoping and praying that this can just kind of crash out on top of this line of storms and kind of cut the inflow and the circulation off and keep this more damaging wind than anything else. But as of right now, we need to be watching OKC and see if this is going to go south or east of it. Yeah, regardless, you're going to get storms in Shawnee tonight. It doesn't matter, I think, where you're at. You're going to get storms. Let me see what this does from the radar perspective here in Oklahoma City. Let me play this out real quick. Maybe it'll let me play it out. Yeah, Tulsa's going to get some storms tonight. Yeah, so this might stay away from OKC. We're just going to have to see. It's weird. You guys are definitely getting some heavy rainfall, that's for sure. Yeah, you guys are definitely going to get some damaging winds up here in Oklahoma City, just on the lower side of things. But we're going to have to watch, like I said, this northern mode and see where it goes and what it does. We'll keep you guys updated on that. We'll come back down here to those 2 tornado warnings, though. Southern one's going to expire here in about 4 minutes. Lawton, you guys are fine. The warning is to the east of you. I'm not worried about Lawton. You guys are pretty much almost done. Yeah, this is a messy mode right now. I'm not a fan of this messy mode. Have we gotten a new mesoscale discussion at all for this? Are they just not going to extend the watch on this at all? Because that's crazy if that's the case. They need to get a new tornado watch out for in front of this. No, okay, so here's what they did. They issued a severe thunderstorm watch still here for Oklahoma City until 11. So there is a watch out now for you guys. That is there. I just saw that. It's there now, I believe. Did that just pop up? Or has that been there? No, I guess it's been there. Never mind. It's been there. It's been there since 11. I just hadn't seen it. All right, let's go back to velocity here and see what we're looking at. Let's go back down here to the radar site. Yeah, this is going to fall apart, so we should be losing that rotation. Looks to be more of a Boeing line segment now. Not saying we can't get a recycle here. I'd be watching more up here and here for some spin, but this looks like it's going to bow out. Guys, I've mentioned Ardmore like a million times. Ardmore, Oklahoma is just outside of the severe thunderstorm warning. I said like 30 minutes ago for everybody to be getting in their safe places if you're out there because there's tornado warnings to the west of you guys. Yeah, I've answered Ardmore like a million times. I don't mean that in a rude way, but I have mentioned it a lot. I need you guys paying attention, please. Yeah, if you're in Ardmore, you've got severe thunderstorm warnings that are on your doorstep here. I would be watching this very closely. I'm not gonna let anybody get caught off guard, guys. I promise. Yeah, so for instance, right now, when we're looking at this, it's a really weird line of storms. You've got 2 pieces to this. You've got the main severe weather threat that's moving northeast. You've got this line of storms that's not even severe that's moving into Oklahoma City. So we've got the east movement to northeast movement. So currently right now, if we continue to see the way that things are trending out in front of this here, you know, Tulsa, Okmulgee, Mount McAllister, these are the areas that are going to need to be watched out in front of this here, and this is going to go well into the overnight hours. We know that. So I want to mention too, guys, this is not the only round of storms you're going to get. There's going to be another line of storms that's going to develop tonight through the overnight hours. It's going to be crashing into Oklahoma City tomorrow morning at like 6 a.m. So yeah. So there will be another round of storms that comes in tonight. Yeah, you will have another one. I'm trying, guys. I've covered Oklahoma a lot, so as I cover Oklahoma, I try to remember the names. I've got a couple teammates on the weather team that live here as well that have helped out a lot with that. So there's some areas that I'm a little bit iffy on, but I try my best to get these areas right. And I'm from Western Kentucky, so it happens. It does happen. I used to be horrible with Oklahoma. It was bad. So this is our only tornado warning that we have currently left right now in Oklahoma. So we might be tornado warning free here soon if this continues. Although I do see potential here with this storm down here in Nocona. Nocona has potentially as well. Also, Olney is still looking pretty decent as well with some circulation down there. Yeah, we got to watch this supercell. This might have potential here in Olney, Texas. Am I worried for Thursday? Not really right now. The model runs that are coming in for Thursday's event across the Ohio Valley, it's not coming together right now. The instability is there. There'll be a little bit of shear, but I think some timing is going to help decrease some things. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I will say we should have a little bit of a quieter weekend in terms of severe weather. So hopefully we can get some chill streams in this weekend. I would love to. Guys, we're hoping to have our merch online store ready to go by Friday. That is the game plan as well. So hopefully we can get on live stream here and chat up about what the merch is going to be. I'm super excited about that. Super freaking excited. So you guys swag out in some Mezzo merch. Rose been busting her butt to get that stuff out there. Yeah, thunder's loud in OKC. Oh, I bet it is. I bet it is. This is a nasty line of storms. Even though it's not severe warned, you're getting some pretty decent wind with this up here. I know you guys are. What's really interesting about this is, like I said, we've got two pieces to this storm here, or at least to this kind of this severe weather threat. You've got this line of storms that's trying to push north, and you've got this line of storms that's trying to push east, and it looks like this northern storm is pushing that up. So Oklahoma City, like I said, you might get a severe thunderstorm warning out of this. I would not be shocked if it happens. It's a little bit interesting to see how this is going to unfold here. They need to get a warning out on this, at least a severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, no, there's a tornado threat tonight in OKC. Yeah, there's a tornado threat, a wind threat, and a hail threat. It's a little bit lower. All right, we got a mesoscale. That was a few minutes ago. Interesting. Okay. Continuation of that severe threat is still there. Still surprised we don't have a watch extension. Is this going to go to Kansas? No. This is the risk zone. We're going to watch this MCS move up northeast into Arkansas, Missouri tonight. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it, by the way. Any tornado emergencies recently? No, not here, not this week. No, sorry. Actually, we had one a couple days ago. Last week, I believe. Last week was when it was, I think. Yeah. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Connor! Welcome in, Connor. Yeah, guys, if I ended up stepping away, it's either because I have a phone call or I also have to check on the kiddos in row. All right. Let's get back up here to the warnings. We still have 4 minutes left on this warning here in Oklahoma. Yeah, most of the Ohio Valley's done with their storms tonight. We'll see a round of some lower end storms tomorrow, but yeah, most of it's up for you guys tonight. What is up, Mr. Corner? That'd be great. There we go. Yeah, it looks like this line's going to miss OKC, at least as of right now. It's going to be south of it. Yeah, there's most of the Ohio Valley threat. There's 2 severe thunderstorm warnings left over here for wind and hail back into West Virginia. But other than that, this is where we're at. Okay. They may or may not extend this watch. We'll see. Well, guys, once these warnings expire, hopefully, we can start to chat a little bit about the future of some things that I want to talk to you about. What's going to happen potentially next week. Tomorrow's going to be the same setup. We'll have tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail in southern Oklahoma and Texas. Timing and all of that will start. We'll have a round of storms coming through tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning. Then we'll have another round of storms in the afternoon again for southern Texas or northern Texas and Oklahoma again. So we'll kind of talk about that again here in just a few minutes. If most of these warnings end up expiring, and we'll call it a night early tonight. Missouri is going to be well into the morning hours. We're talking well after 4 a.m. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning here. This is Tor-Pos, 70-mile-per-hour winds. This is going to be going into Norman. So we've got Purcell, Pauls Valley, and then this extends out here. Yeah, so this will be out until 10:15. So this is going to stay south of Oklahoma City, but it's going to go towards Shawnee and Norman. Is DFW going to get a 10 hatch tomorrow? I think it's possible. I actually do think it's possible. We'll just have to see what they do with it. It's definitely on the table. There definitely will be a potential window tomorrow for strong tornadoes. It's going to be a small window, but any storms that can stay semi-discreet will have a chance, kind of like tonight. Just something we're going to have to watch. I don't say I'm always right, Vanessa. I was pretty confident. Actually, I wouldn't say I'm pretty confident. I was okay confident in us getting a pretty significant outbreak yesterday, and it didn't happen, so. You hit and you miss on some of your forecasting. It happens. This is producing some potentially destructive winds. That's not good. Hold on a second. All right, that's not okay. The radar is just being a little bit different there. There we go. I was about to say that was producing some destructive winds, but it's not. We're right at 50 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour out of that. Oh God, here we go again. It's doing it again. And it crashed, as expected. I was waiting for that to pop up. Oh, man. Gotta love technology. Yeah, so they may completely drop the watch, guys. It looks like if here's two scenarios here. I want to talk about this for just a second. You guys see this rain-cooled outflow boundary that's in front of this line of storms here? If this can outrun that QLCS line, we're going to see that line of storms down here weaken tremendously, and I think we're already starting to see that. So if we get to the point here where this does, in fact, get below severe status, we'll call it a night. Right now, I'm not seeing anything crazy with this. Yeah, this is becoming a wind event. It's a good thing. That is a very, very good thing here. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. If you guys have not followed me on here, make sure y'all do that. Make sure you guys are subscribed to me on YouTube, because if we end up doing our merch live stream, it's going to be on YouTube on Friday, potentially Friday or Saturday. So make sure you guys are subscribed to me on YouTube at Mesomat. My link is in my bio for that. So right now, DFW may not get anything. They're not in a watch or anything, so we'll have to see. Oh boy. What is our parameters for tomorrow? I'm looking at a couple things behind the scenes here, guys. Interesting. It wanted to disagree. No, for real, for real. Guys, I'm gonna say now, like I said, tomorrow is gonna be really interesting in the Fort Worth area. I'm getting more and more concerned every time I see new model runs for tomorrow. I think we definitely have a shot at seeing some significant severe weather in the DFW area tomorrow. It looks very interesting. Very, very interesting. Just looking at some of the soundings coming in for tomorrow. PDS tour soundings in DFW tomorrow is not a good idea. I hope the bubble protects you guys tomorrow, if that is a thing. Yeah, this is concerning tomorrow. Katie, you're gonna be in the same boat. Same boat tomorrow. Yeah, let's talk, guys. Let's chat about tomorrow real quick. Let's chat about tomorrow. So, we'll switch over here for a minute. All right, so once again, here is the risk zone for tomorrow. What are my personal thoughts? What do I think is going to happen? Hold on, did CSU update for today? I never saw if it did anything for the second time today. All right, that was for today. What about tomorrow? Interesting. And then day 3 was... Okay, sweet. Okay, I was just double checking on something. Okay. Yeah, so this is the risk zone for tomorrow, for Wednesday. We have a level 2 slight risk for severe weather here into northeast Texas, western portions of Arkansas here, and going into central and southern portions of eastern Oklahoma there, and that slight risk. It's a level 2 out of 5. And then we've got a big old marginal risk that goes out of this. Something's telling me that we're going to get a slight risk up here again. And something tells me we're going to get an enhanced risk down here for tornado potential. SPC was not going to update until 1 o'clock in the morning, so we won't be on here to talk about that. It'll be in tomorrow's video, but I'm getting more and more concerned about the DFW area tomorrow. It looks like we've got potentially a very volatile atmospheric setup for tomorrow. Potential for maybe even a brief strong tornado in the area. Now, that's crazy that I'm saying that. You guys are like, well, we're in DFW. We never see anything. That's not the case all the time. You guys are, hate to say this, kind of overdue for something big. So we're going to have to see what happens. I'm just going to read here briefly. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch this. Regardless of that, 2%, 5% tornado risk for tomorrow. I'll get to timing here in a second, guys. Timing is, when you guys ask for timing, I don't mean this in a mean way, so please don't take this in a mean way. Timing is very difficult when it comes to mesoscale severe weather days. When I say that, like, we're not talking about this big cold front coming through and being done, and we're talking about these days, the days of severe weather. It's very hard to figure out timing, because if I give you guys a timing and we wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be like, it really at any point, severe weather could be possible between the time zone the risk zone is issued until the time the risk zone stops. So basically tomorrow's risk zone, 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. on 7 a.m. tomorrow morning to 7 a.m. on Thursday morning. It's a 24-hour window here, basically. As far as timing goes, it looks like it's going to be afternoon. I would say after lunch to about midnight. But once again, it's just really hard to nail down a timing for you guys in terms of when we're going to see exact initiation. They're probably going to hatch hail. They'll probably hatch wind. We'll probably get we'll probably look at all SIGs tomorrow. That's honestly my thoughts so far. Kind of looking at the NAM3K here for a second. This is a little bit more of an interesting solution. Just watching with the storms that are evolving now. But this is the instability that's going to be at play for tomorrow afternoon. So we're actually going to have two pieces of energy. We're going to have instability down here. This is going to supply for our southern mode, and we're going to have a warm front that's going to be lifting tomorrow morning across Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, southern Ohio. So along the Ohio River tomorrow is going to be really, really interesting as well. There's a little bit of weak synoptic forcing, but I do think a small tornado risk, a damaging wind threat, and a hail threat could evolve across basically our backyard again today, tomorrow. So we're going to have to watch that up there. Pretty decent instability, about 3,000 cape up there here where we're at tomorrow. So I'm a little bit concerned on this for us tomorrow. We'll have to see how that goes. And then we get into Thursday, and we're going to do it again. Thursday, we'll have the actual cold front moving through here, potentially, giving us potential storm initiation here. What is the reflectivity doing with this? Yeah, so there's you're going to be another MCS that moves through in the morning. Yeah, see, I don't like to see this. This is a little bit interesting for tomorrow. MCS, potentially, maybe a couple supercells. Interesting. And then we get to do it again, potentially on Thursday night. The name's a little bit wonky, but anyways. Yeah, guys, you guys know that. Yeah, you guys know I watch the weather 24/7. There's not a day where I don't sit here and stare at weather models 24/7. Thank you, Alyssa, for the gifts. I appreciate it, by the way. Thank you for the gifts. Main thank you guys for the gifts as well. So here's the problem. This is the problem right here. These are our explosive tornado parameters tomorrow. This is my concern on why I think there's going to be a strong 10% hatch tornado risk. This is almost maxed out in Northeast Texas tomorrow in terms of our low-level shear. So if any storms tomorrow can become semi-discrete or at least become quasi-linear, we're going to have the threat for a couple of strong tornadoes tomorrow in Northeast Texas. This is concerning. This is definitely more concerning than today. This is definitely more concerning than yesterday. I don't like to see these type of values. If we can somehow manage to maintain a more linear mode of storms than discrete supercells, we would get kind of like what we saw tonight with QLCSs. But if we get environment like this tomorrow to set up, if this is actually what unfolds tomorrow morning through tomorrow afternoon, this will be a problem. This will be a big time problem. And I hate to say this, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is basically spot on in the middle of this. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you, for whatever God knows reason, do not believe that you can see tornadoes in your backyard in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, go back and look at the last 20 years in history, maybe last 10 to 15 years in history, and you will find that that is absolutely invalid. We have not seen a tornado touch down in the downtown Fort Worth, Dallas area in many years, but there have been known to be EF3 and EF4 tornadoes in recent history that have done that. So I'm not saying you're going to get a full-blown tornado in downtown. What I'm saying is the parameter space for tomorrow is favorable for something like that to happen. You have to have everything kind of come together in order for that to happen tomorrow. So this is something we're watching. This is going to be right around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so right around peak heating. You're going to see those parameters evolve. They're going to stay in place, and then we'll get one more day as this shifts up into the Arclitect and the Ohio Valley on Thursday, and then this front is basically almost out of here. We might get one more little setup on Thursday night there, but yeah. So guys, let's talk about the bubble. Let's go ahead and crush that. There are some cities, for instance, let's take Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday. They were supposed to see, long track tornado potential. They were in a level 4 out of 5 moderate risk. They didn't see anything. The bubble theory only works in some occasions, and it's not even really a theory. You just get lucky. There really is no thing called the bubble. It's literally you either get lucky or you don't get lucky. It's where the storms go. There's so many people that try to say big cities are immune from tornadoes happening, and that's not the case. DFW is known for that. I mean, Oklahoma City is known for that. More Oklahoma's. I mean, you can literally just research big cities and see where they're known for that. Um, more times not, yes, big cities escape these significant severe weather events, but it's not going to happen every single time. And the one time that you don't take something seriously and you let your guard down and you're like, oh, well, it's just going to be fine. I live in Dallas, I'm not going to see anything, even though there's high end tornado potential. That's not how that works. The one time you take your guard off, something's going to happen. I hate to say that, but something will happen. So, yeah, Pittsburgh, let's take Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania today. They had a destructive 80-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning and a confirmed tornado in downtown Pittsburgh today. The east side of Pittsburgh saw that. So let's take that as an example. Like I said, if you're in Fort Worth, Dallas tomorrow, for instance, same scenario. It can happen. It can happen more times than people don't think it happens than not. So that's my biggest advocate to you guys, is to take this stuff seriously. I know everybody that's in the universe isn't going to believe what I say or take it seriously because they're dumbfounded and just don't take things seriously in life. But I need you guys to understand the magnitude of what we could see tomorrow. So hopefully nothing happens, but yeah, if we have a tornado that's going through downtown Dallas Fort Worth, it's that. Yeah. So like I said, I can't convince everybody it's gonna happen, but my goal is to reach as many of you guys as possible, and hope you guys trust me. Like I said, the parameter spaces tomorrow are going to be quite interesting to watch in terms of potential here. So we'll have to watch this. I'm going to take a sounding. I'm curious here. Wow. That is absolutely atrocious. That is absolutely atrocious. That is a disgusting sounding. That is for the Dallas Fort Worth area tomorrow at 3 p.m. We have a potential destructive tornado tag. That is for downtown Dallas Fort Worth tomorrow. A beautiful photograph. Beautiful backed winds. 73 over 70. A little bit of a cap. Slightly there. Not a cap. There is no cap there. Sorry. And you have a little bit of contamination here. And that's because there's a storm in progress with this. So your STP rates are through the roof. You have 2,600 surface base cape. Your SRH values are at 451 meters per second squared. This is actually a gorgeous sounding in terms of potential for a destructive tornado in Northeast Texas tomorrow. And that's why personally I think the Storm Prediction Center will upgrade to an enhanced risk tomorrow. We've seen this trend most of today. If you're in Northeast Texas tomorrow, you need to be very, very mindful of your weather tomorrow. Please. So that's just a sounding there. Let's go a little bit further down. Let's go up here into... Let's go up here in Arkansas. Is this tomorrow afternoon? Still a beautiful photograph there with that storm. Beautiful photograph with that. Megan says, oh, do me. Yeah, let me go down here. Let's go to San Antonio. You might see some storms down here tomorrow. You're in the marginal risk. See, the further south you go from the low, it's a little bit different. Let's look at our dew points tomorrow and see what they're going to be. Yeah, that's a problem. Look at the storms initiate and eat the dew points. Watch this. Ready? Look at that. That's impressive. Dew points are just gone from the storms initiating. Now, granted, that's one model run. That's the NAM 3K. NAM 3K, it's all right. Let's go to the HER model run and see what the HER's doing. Golly, the Her model just takes an MCS all the way through. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of chaser convergence tomorrow for this. Yeah, these are the parameters tomorrow afternoon. Same thing. Same exact setup. Look at that. God dang. A little bit of the capping, 77 over 72. Winds backed out of the southeast, and a beautiful photograph. Both NAM 3K and the Her model agree on a strong tornado potential tomorrow in northeast Texas is basically what I'm getting at. I see a 10% hatched enhanced risk coming. We're going to wake up tomorrow to an enhanced risk. Should. I got you guys, though. We're going to be covering this tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be the whole area. This would be, I'll circle in a nutshell where I'm concerned about. It's going to be this area right up in here. Morely confined to here. So I'll get to the Ohio Valley here in just a second. It's a little bit more complex. So guys, remember too, you know, with all this information set, it's not guaranteed you're going to get a tornado. It's not guaranteed you're going to see severe weather, but the parameter space is there. And then we go into Thursday, Thursday's event. We'll talk about Thursday later on. I want to look at some of our parameters. What's the wrap doing tomorrow? That's another big question. Wrap sees it too. Let's get a sounding with the wrap. Actually, let me go back one. There we go. Yeah, wrap is doing the same thing. Yeah, guys, that's Fort Worth. Laney. I saw that too, Laney. I wasn't gonna say nothing. Let's look at the HWRF, ARF3 and see. Yeah, they all agree in pretty strong parameter space tomorrow. Let me go back to the Her real quick. I'm curious on something. Let's look at our winds in the lower levels tomorrow. Yeah, this is really interesting. So you're going to have a surface low that is set up right over middle of Oklahoma City. And so that surface low is going to relieve a trailing cold front and a dry line set up here. You're going to have a warm front lifted all the way up to the north here. This is beautiful setup for tomorrow. It's just the problem is going to be these storms are going to upscale grow pretty quickly, which is going to prohibit the discrete mode, which will be interesting to watch how this unfolds tomorrow. Very decent southwesterly flow, and your winds converge directionally here as they get closer to the low. Yeah, this would initiate right after lunchtime tomorrow, potentially. Then that low-level jet increases. If there's any storms in western Kentucky, Tennessee, and southern Illinois, and either eastern Missouri tomorrow night, that'll be a problem up there as well. Let's take a sounding out of western Kentucky. I'm curious. Yeah, there's not a lot of instability up there with that at that point, so we'll have to wait for Thursday to officially get there. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting setup both tomorrow and on Thursday before we kick this thing out of here. So winds are backed out of this. Hold on a second. We're going to redraw this here. I want you guys to take this as a teaching moment. So winds out of the southwest. This is our wind direction in the lower levels of the atmosphere. You want to see wind direction change with height. When you that's what I meant, Wednesday and Thursday. That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. This is for tomorrow. So you want to see your winds change direction with height around your surface low, in order to get, you know, like I said, the chance of seeing a pretty decent tornado risk. Let me overlap that there. So those are your winds at the lower levels. We'll leave that there for just a second. We'll take a look at the winds at the mid levels. Oh, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. I do not like seeing that. Big wind direction change with height in the mid levels of the atmosphere. Pretty directional shear. If we would have seen something like this on the other day in Iowa, we would have seen a full-blown outbreak. Wind direction morely goes west to east. Yeah, that's not a good sight there to see. And like I said, the fact that your surface low is sitting right over OKC pretty much is going to be quite interesting. So we got an interesting day tomorrow, guys, in Northeast Texas, in Southern Oklahoma, and Western Arkansas. This area right here, I'm concerned about. I don't like to see this kind of a setup. Whether it's discrete or if it's linear, we're going to have either quasi-linear convective scale tornadoes, or we're going to have strong tornadoes on the ground, embedded or discrete. Interesting. So we will see what the models do tomorrow morning after they handle this MCS it's supposed to move through. As I mentioned, we're going to see another line of storms. It's going to come through tonight in Oklahoma. You can already see that should be firing off here pretty soon. Let me check back on radar real quick. Yeah, so this warning is going to expire here in approximately 15 minutes, and it looks like this whole severe weather threat is falling apart on this line of storms. So we're going to be getting off stream once we're done talking. Let me resimulate this real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Ohio Valley here in just a second. So this is the run for tonight. So this is the line of storms that just came through. We're gonna have another complex, and this is interesting. We're gonna have another complex overnight tonight. This is literally within the next 2 to 3 hours that this is gonna develop, and then we're gonna have another Boeing line segment that's gonna work into OKC through tomorrow morning. So you guys go to bed, have alerts on your phones. This is gonna be coming through Oklahoma City at about 6 to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and this is what's gonna be interesting to watch. Okay. If this is still ongoing tomorrow morning and it intensifies, then this is going to really limit the overall tornado threat tomorrow morning through tomorrow afternoon. That would be a good thing. If this line of storms is weaker or it's not what the models are showing and we get supercells that fire off down here, we're going to have the threat for some strong tornadoes tomorrow. 100% on the dot with that. So we'll just have to wake up tomorrow morning and see what things are giving us, see what the radar's doing, all of that. But that could play a huge role in initiation for tomorrow and what if we get anything out of tomorrow. So that's what I want to preach to you guys there. Let's go up here and let's talk about the Ohio Valley, because we do have a setup up here tomorrow too. I want to go back to the OOZ real quick because this is quite interesting. It doesn't look like we're going to have a widespread day tomorrow. So this is going to be an isolated severe weather threat just along the Ohio River tomorrow. We could get a couple beams that pop up here. These will have a brief chance at maybe a low end tornado threat. I think this is going to be mostly damaging winds and hail tomorrow afternoon. You could get a brief spin up tornado out of this. We're going to have to see how the models just hold with this tomorrow. This will be interesting to watch again tomorrow in the Ohio Valley. You guys, let me ask y'all something. Unless I am sick, dying in a bed, or physically on vacation, which is only one time this year that will probably happen, I will be on here. You guys should know that. You guys should know that. You guys should know that. There might be some times where I'm late to get onto a stream, but I try to make an appearance every day for you guys. Literally, what is a vacation? We're going to get a vacation at the end of next month, though. We will be on a vacation the last week of May. So, but yeah, here's what's interesting about tomorrow. Let's go to our 500 millibar winds here. I want to look at this. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to have winds tomorrow out of the southwest tomorrow afternoon. The problem is, here's your cold front or your warm front line right here. So the warm front's going to lift through tomorrow morning across Kentucky, across Illinois, across Indiana. We're going to kind of have this boundary kind of set in place here. It looks like storms may not really initiate along this boundary until about midday, about 30, 40 knots of mid-level shear here. So it's not super, super impressive. I want to watch Thursday. Thursday is what intrigues me. And you can already see a little bit of cold front there, divergence here. Might get a couple supercells that fire off in this area on Thursday. Potentially as well here. A little bit tricky to figure that out. And then you get west to east flow because you're going to go zonal with that trough moving there. 850 millibar for tomorrow as well. Oh, this would be bad timing. Let's hope and pray that there's no convection tomorrow night. This would not be good. Yeah, so this is not a great sounding. That's a horrible sounding. The problem with Thursday's setup, tornadic-wise, is most of your low-level wind shear is already up in the Ohio Valley with your trough. This is just bad timing on Thursday as of right now. Really bad timing. So that's a good thing. There's still enough low-level shear across Kentucky, Southern Illinois, and Indiana. You've got about 30 knots of low-level shear, but it's not anything ridiculously crazy. If the timing was a little bit better with the troughing, we might see something different with this potentially. I'm going to look at a couple more models here too in a second. And so this is what's interesting. So this is around midday tomorrow. We're going to have, I hope you're watching this because this is really cool to watch. We're going to go from having no instability tomorrow to watching this warm front lift through the middays tomorrow. So we're going to go from 0 instability values to about 3,500 CAPE within a matter of that warm front lifting. And that's right around 20Z tomorrow. So if storms are going to fire off, and you can see kind of those pockets of where storms are trying to fire off in, it's going to be a very quick window tomorrow as that warm front lifts. It's quite interesting because typically we talk about a warm front setting up in the morning, the morning of a severe weather setup. But this is going to lift throughout the day. So we're going to go, I believe our temperatures are also going to increase. Yeah, so we're 80s down here in Tennessee right now and 60s where we're at. Look at that. Look at the cold air trying to crash in. Warm front to the south, and then it lifts through the afternoon as temperatures heat. So we should reach about 81, upper 80s potentially tomorrow here, maybe mid to upper 80s as that warm front lifts, and then that crashes, cold front comes in, and then we get one more day on there on Thursday to watch for here. Let me look at dew points. This will also be interesting. Yeah, so dew points are interesting too, yeah. Dew points will lift up. Cold front crashes in, and then one more day. Tornado parameters here for tomorrow. Warm front lifts, very short window. Let's watch this tomorrow. Not spicy parameters, but enough. And then we get into Thursday. And Thursday is just going to be interesting to see if this even holds together. Let me look at a couple more runs here real quick. Let's look at the Rufus. This is going to be some wild Fantasyland stuff, I think, but at least it probably will be. Oh. Doesn't even have anything tomorrow convecting, really. Did the last run convect anything? Sheesh on. What's up with Friday? We don't have a written on Friday, do we? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say we don't have anything on Friday. I don't know what the Rufus is doing. Oklahoma, you're good right now. You've got that one severe thunderstorm warning that's gonna expire here in a minute. Yeah, you guys got about 10 minutes left on that. That line of storms is really starting to die out. It's just south of OKC. God, the H-Warp isn't even convecting tomorrow. Oh, there it is. There it is. I think our higher risk tomorrow is going to be up here. Yeah, this isn't a super confident setup tomorrow. It's really not. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see anything tomorrow. Now, Thursday looks a little bit better. So, it's all about timing. We'll see what the models do in the morning. Just, they're all over the place. Here, there was this afternoon. See, that's tomorrow in the impasse models, so that's interesting. So, anyways, guys, we're just looking at some things. Let's look global. Let's go with our global model run real quick and see if we've got anything changing up here. Look at our 18Z GFS. I did not look at this today. See if we got anything. So here's our troughing. Here's our overall jet stream where our severe weather was at today. Here's our new surface low. This is what's going to be moving and bringing us severe weather tomorrow. You can already see that coming into place. Here's your warm sector is lifting overnight. Let's see where this goes. I mean, timing on the global models have the timing a little bit better here. So that's our hodograph on Thursday afternoon. But your winds are all parallel, so I don't see much of a tornado potential with that. And then it looks like on Friday, yeah, that's why. So there it is. There's another trough coming in on Friday. Then we're going to get a ridge, and then we'll get probably an MCS mesoscale day again down south. And then we got this thing. This is what we have to look forward to next week, guys. And this is probably going to start on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. We've got another big trough coming in next week. So we're going to do it all over again. And the areas that I'm mostly concerned about for next Monday are going to be basically right up in this zone right here. Same areas again next week. This is a pretty big bowling ball trough that's coming in. It's just going to spin and spin. We'll have severe weather on Monday. We'll probably have it on Tuesday. That low goes north. It's just really weird. Then some ridging. I hope and pray that that is not a tropical cyclone that is on the 18Z. Or if that's just a coastal low. What in the world is that? Lady May, are you watching still? Absolutely not. No. We are not ready for this yet. We are not ready for the season to happen yet. No, we're keeping that out of here. Is Lainey in here? Hold on a second. I'm going to call her real quick. Hold on a minute. This is going to be funny. I know she is. She's getting mad at me. Hold on a minute. We're calling her. Hold on.
Hello?
I need you to hop in stream for a minute.
I saw it already.
Are you in stream watching?
No, but I saw it. I literally messaged, I put in a thing as an 18Z try to kill me.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about the setup. I didn't think you were seeing this because I just saw it for the first time. I was like, look at the stream. Look what I have written on the stream.
I saw it. I was like, you have me freaking out.
No, I'm not freaking out. I just saw it for the first time and I said, oh boy, here we go. The whole stream can hear you, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 202 people.
Oh, hi.
Oh, not Alex. Okay, bye. Not Alex trying to pop a joke. That's wild. Yeah, so we're gonna have to watch this. Hold on a second. I have a sound for this. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Wheezy Anna here. Wheezy Anna here. Wheezy Anna here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. No, absolutely not. No. This is also the 18Z just being the 18Z run, so hopefully that's the case here. But no. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. We love the merch. We love it. So there's that. We'll do one more here. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, it's not a hurricane, guys. It's probably a tropical cyclone. It's a low end, probably something there. It gets yeeted, though. We are getting closer, though. We are getting a lot closer. So, let me see if this... It's actually a tropical storm. Oh, golly. That's actually legit. I really hope that's wrong. It actually drops it down to 993 millibars, which would actually put that at tropical storm status. That's actually crazy. That thing comes out of nowhere. I am not ready to start discussing this concept yet. Guys, for anybody that does not know, we can have tropical storms develop closer to home before June 1st gets here. It can happen. We've known to see it happen. That is absolutely insane. I'm surprised it was not on WeatherX today. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I gotta get a video of this because this is insane to me. I am not ready for this yet. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm gonna post this in the group. It's posted in the group. Oh my god. That's insane. Yeah, that's... Guys, remember, I will say one thing right now. This is on May 12th. Let's look at our date right now. Our date today, it is April 29th. We are okay. We are fine. This is a fantasy run. We are not talking about this. This is not going to exist on the next model run, which starts in literally 15 minutes. This is not going to exist. It is not going to exist. We are going to speak it out of existence. We are not going to start seeing tropical cyclones before June 1st. Not allowed. We are closed for business until June 1st. Not going to happen. If this shows up on the OOZ tonight or tomorrow and starts to trend, I am going to lose my ever-loving mind. I'm not even ready. My weather team is not even ready for hurricane season yet. I'm not even getting them ready until June 1st. We might have to change those plans if this starts to trend. I don't think the European model showed this. So let's see here. Let's check on something for a second. I don't think, yeah, the Euro's not going to go that far out, I don't think. So we'll see. Okay, the European does not have it. So we are good. We are fine. We are great. It does not exist. That's wild, Minders. That's wild. Let's see if there's any other models that I'd only look at during hurricane season that would post this. Okay, the icon's not even gonna go that far out, so never mind. Wait, maybe hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, that model's not gonna go that far out. Yeah, I'm not ready for this, guys. I cannot handle... Guys, I love you with all of my heart. I want... For all of y'all that have been in here watching streams during severe weather coverage, you know we average about 200, maybe 400 people in stream. For whatever freaking reason, during hurricane season, when we are doing weather coverage for hurricanes, like landfalling storms or just talking about them, We average like 2,000 viewers in this chat. The chat goes berserk, and I don't know why that is, if it's just because we cover more areas or whatever. It's like everything just goes insane. That's why I dread covering hurricane season, because that's what happens every single time. If you guys watched last year, it was a disaster. We did like Hurricane Helene coverage and Hurricane Milton coverage for like 20 hours each time, I think was the stream time that we were on for at one point. It was just 2,000 people just consistently the whole time. Now, that's great. It doesn't bother me that there's that many people, but the people that come in during hurricane season are toxic. For all of you guys that are in here now, just wait. It is absolutely toxic. It is horrible. People are rude. People are mean. It is awful. My weather team will be destroyed. They can't do it. It is awful. Especially Floridians. It's even worse. I love Florida people. I have friends that live in Florida, but not all of them are nice whatsoever. It is awful. I think Florida people are the worst. It makes me want to go swim in the ocean. What is this? Why does the Canadian have something near Florida? Why is this a thing? Why are we talking about this stuff now? I am going to crash out, guys. It is that time of the year. I am going to start to crash out. I am not ready to start looking for hurricanes. I'm not ready to start doing this. We still have snow that is trying to develop in Canada. This is not a thing. Nope, nope, and nope, and nope. Absolutely not a thing. Nope. It is not that time of the year. It has to wait until me and Rochelle get back from vacation on June 2nd. I have to get through my birthday on June 5th before hurricane season starts. It cannot start before then, and it will not start before then. It is not going to happen. No. Absolutely not. No.
I'm in danger.
It is not going to happen. That's how I feel right now. No. No. Okay, with that being said, I am done for the day, guys. I am truly done for today. I cannot be on here anymore today. I am done. I'm crashing out. I am seeing tropical storms developing, and it is not June. We are done for today. Really quick on the storms here in Oklahoma. There are no longer any severe thunderstorm warnings in Oklahoma. This line of storms has collapsed. It has fallen apart. That is a good thing. We got 2 little hail and wind storms here in southern Texas, and that's about that. So, screw you, Lainey. I am done. I am going to get off here, guys. I will see y'all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow. I love you guys so much. I love my weather team. I love you guys as viewers. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe if you guys have not done that yet. I will have a video out to you guys tomorrow morning between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. We're going to do a little bit earlier tomorrow since we've got more confidence on what's going to happen. Absolutely not, Rochelle. And with that being said, guys, I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. Be safe. We'll talk tomorrow. Ow. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.